What's up, guys? First, I want to say sorry if my voice sounds different. Yesterday I was at amusement park screaming all day, so my voice is basically gone. But I'm gonna go ahead and make this video. Basically, this entire video is gonna be about the Bear Devils and more specifically the explosive payload perk. And this entire video, I'm gonna compare it with the old fashioned because that's basically the closest thing to the Bear Devils and the kinetic slot in the game I could find. The impact is the same, and the range is barely different. And those are the two main things I'm gonna be looking at today. The goal of the video is to see if explosive payload is still viable compared to other perks in PvE currently. So first we're going to compare the damage of with explosive payload and without. So as you saw right there, that hit for 243. Now with the old fashioned that doesn't have EP, it's 199, which means Bear Devils did 22% more damage to the crit. Now let's do the same with body shots. As you saw right there, it hit for 188 in total. Compared to the other one, it's 147, as you see right here, which is 27.9% more damage for the Bear Devils. So the body shot damage does quite a bit more damage. So I'm going to put the numbers up on the screen now, and as you see, explosive payload does 22% more precision damage and 27.9% more body shot damage, which is quite a big portion of damage. When the game first came out, these numbers were more like 35 and 40%. Someone correct me if I'm wrong because I don't have the exact numbers, but they were somewhere in that ballpark. But at the same time, perks like Rampage and Kill Clip have also been buffed. So Rampage times 1 is 18%, times 2 is 40, and times 3 is 65, and Kill Clip is 50%, and both of those perks last longer now. Next thing we're going to look at is the range. So if you didn't know, explosive rounds do not have damage drop-off in the game. As you saw, it hit for 118 even though I'm really far away, which was the number I was hitting for before. Now if you do that compared to a regular hand cannon, I'm doing a lot less damage from range. But in my opinion, range like that does not matter in PvE, because if you're outside the effective range of hand cannons, you should be using scout rifles anyways, especially with the current system where you have two primary weapons. So in PvE, I don't think the range actually really matters for Bear Devils. As you see right here, with the scout rifle, I have no damage drop off that far away, so why would I be shooting a hand cannon that far away in the first place? Now I'm going to go into more detail on the range differences in a controlled situation, such as prime matches. As you saw right there, that's the damage I'm looking for, and I'm going to look for damage drop off. As you see right here, I start hitting a 36, so I scoot forward until I get to 39. As you see right there, I hit 39 finally, so right in there is where the damage drop off of the bullet starts. But like mentioned before, the explosive rounds do not have damage drop off. As you see, I go as far back as I physically can almost, and I'm still hitting the same explosive round number, 23, no matter how far away I go. So you can make a case that that is pretty nice for PvP. But that's not my business. I'm a PvE channel. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the old fashioned that doesn't have explosive rounds, and as you see here, the damage drop off on the bullet is roughly the same, but the difference is now the entire damage of the weapon is from the bullet compared to explosive rounds where a portion of it has no damage drop off. So as you see, when I get roughly to this heavy brick, I'm already doing less damage per shot than the explosive rounds alone was doing on Bear Devils. So in PvP, you can definitely make a case for Bear Devils being very good still. Right here, I just wanted to go ahead and test to see if it changed the hitboxes at all with explosive rounds compared to not having it, and I didn't find any evidence that it did. But the rest of the video, I'm just going to be talking about a few of my opinions on this perk. The 22% more precision damage and 27.9% body shot damage is very nice, but with the new updated Rampage and Kill Clip that do a lot higher buffs than they did at launch, and also last longer than they did at launch, they generally have gotten a lot better over time, while explosive rounds has gotten worse. If you're using a setup optimally, such as a hand cannon, scout rifle, and whatever your power is, you're going to be using hand cannons to kill low tier adds that are close to you, so range is not that big of a factor in the debate at all. Then with things like Rampage, once you get times 1 proc, you're almost doing the same amount of damage, 18% compared to the 22. And when you have times 2, you're doing double the damage of EP. And with times 3, you're doing 3 times the damage of explosive rounds. And with the situation I talked about where you're using hand cannons against low tier adds in close range, it's very easy to keep Rampage times 3 proc at all times, because it lasts for 3.5 seconds and you're going to be getting kills within that amount of time. So most of the time you're going to have roughly a 40 to 65% buff at all times using a Rampage weapon like Midnight Coupe. Then with Kill Clip, where once you get a kill and reload, you then have a 50% buff for 7 seconds, and you can reproc it every time you reload after a kill. So when you're clearing adds, majority of the time you will have that 50% buff up. So to me, it's quite simple. When you're looking at the guns being used optimally, which means actually hitting your shots, one has a 22% buff, one has a 65% buff, and one has a 50% buff. So which one do you think sounds better? In the end, I think explosive rounds is a crutch for people that can't consistently hit headshots, but if you're using a weapon that rewards you for hitting body shots, how do you think you'll ever get better at hitting precision shots? Until you actually make the switch and use a gun that's better in the long run and will make you a better player, how do you expect you to get better if you're using a gun that rewards you for being bad? I know that might sound mean and all, but sometimes the truth hurts. You can't get better if you're being rewarded for playing bad. And that's just simply how it works. It's not like explosive payload will make you have better aim. The aim is still the same no matter which hand cannon you're using. If you can't hit headshots with Midnight Coup, then you're not going to hit headshots with Bear Devils either. So really it comes down to user error and not actually the weapon's fault. But there still are times where Bear Devils is better. If you're fighting something that you can't crit, that you can only body shot, obviously Bear Devils will be better then. Also, if you're doing something under light where it takes multiple shots to kill things, even low tier ads, let's say like in the raid, if you're 20 light under, Bear Devils will be good because you're taking 5+ shots to kill things, and obviously you're not Lav, Rampage, or Kill Clip procced as often on those type of things. Also in those situations, that'd be one time that you will be outside the effective range of hand cannons, and that's where the no damage drop off of explosive rounds actually benefits you. Overall, in my opinion, outside of those two situations, I don't believe Bear Devils is useful in PvE anymore with things like the Midnight Coup, DFA, and also old fashioned in the game currently with their new buff perks. Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.